I love her to death. I'm so thankful that I've known her for over 20 years. And you guys, TNA, you are crowning the best person. Give your love for the freaking hardcore country queen, Mickie James, baby!
I walked through these doors and I saw a familiar face, my sister, Lisa Marie here. And I realized, I look at this locker room and the opportunities that the women were being given to shine, not just in one segment, not just for 4 minutes, but we're talking main event, double segments, because they understood the power of a woman. And then Hardcore Country was born. So not only did I get to launch myself, I got to reinvent myself. And when I stepped into the role of authentically being me for the first time ever in 2010 and embraced Hardcore Country, each and every single one of you were right there along for the ride with me. And I'm so, so grateful. I just want to say thank you really quick to my dad, who inspired my love for wrestling, to my mom, who told me what it was to follow your dreams and follow your hearts and never listen to the naysayers. Because they'll tell you you can't have something all day long just because they're too scared to go after it themselves. I believe that with my whole heart. My son's sitting here right in the front row. Every day, everything I've done, all I've ever wanted to do was do something to make you proud. And I wish my husband was here to celebrate, but obviously he had a big trip this weekend. And so I love you, baby, and I appreciate you being my rock and standing beside me always, always, in the good and the bad and the ugly. And you've seen them all. I may be a little too crassy, maybe a little too badassy. I may not be your cup of tea. I may not even be your top 3. But one thing I'll always be is Hardcore Country. Hey, can't you see? I'm a rockin' southern girl running wild and free.
Welcome back to TNA iMPACT After the Glory. We are joined here in TNA studios in Nashville, Tennessee by the brand new TNA Hall of Famer, Hardcore Country, Mickie James. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. Mickie, congratulations. It is long overdue for you to take your place in immortality. What was your experience like when you were surprised with this announcement in the first place by TNA President Carlos Silva?
It was amazing. And I knew something was up because they literally caught me off guard. I knew something was up when Carlos's face popped on the screen. I was like, what is happening here? Because I've not met Carlos. I hadn't met him in person or anything yet. And I'm like, what's going on here? And I was hoodwinked and bamboozled. Mm-hmm. So I think that my reaction was my genuine, like, oh, don't get too emotional, but also like in complete shock. Yeah, I'm incredibly honored, and I don't even think, you pray for moments like these. You always pray for as you're like setting your goals and stuff like that, but for it to come to fruition is just incredible. And I think TNA, to not only acknowledge me, but the beautiful people, and for them to have a class of all women, first time ever, it's like amazing. It's just incredible.
So after getting that announcement though, and then in the weeks leading up, I mean, where did your head go in terms of like what you thought about, what you wanted to say, who you wanted to thank, just the moments in your career you wanted to highlight? How was that process?
It was heavy, and I'm like asking Nick and the whole thing of like what to say. Where do you even begin, in something like that? To thank a company who's given me so many opportunities and has taken me back and back again, and also really allowed me to shine and just be myself. And, every time I've come back here, it's like just given me so much more confidence, and they've just always been here like a rock, I genuinely feel like it's a family. They're my family, and we've grown up together, and
you've literally been here since day one. You're
Yeah.
now one of a select handful of TNA Hall of Famers that appeared on the very first TNA broadcast. What has TNA wrestling meant to you in your variety of stops here? How has it helped you progress?
Oh, from baby Alexis Lurie all the way where I had no idea what I was doing. Like the first time from the first show, and then that lingerie battle royal and all that. I was just so excited to have an opportunity and to be seen on a national thing. And also TNA was brand new and it was just starting. And everybody was so excited for something fresh and something new, and that was going to give so many of us an opportunity to be seen. And yeah, so to be a part of that then, and then to be asked to come back, and then with Raven, I think he was such a catalyst in me being in that role as the Gathering because he was looking for a female, and I wasn't a goth girl, I'm more hardcore. I wasn't goth at all. I had to research and do all this stuff to just even think like, how am I going to, do this? But then I got to work alongside Punk and Julio, who was my friend and brother from Maryland for so long, but also with Jeff and the stuff with Jeff and the Clockwork, the first ever woman to be in a Clockwork Orange House of Fun match. I think that they've always just pushed me to my limits and pushed me outside of my comfort zone and allowed me to show what I was capable of when, met with opportunity to do so. So it's just been crazy. And then now we look at it all these years later, I went crazy. The last rodeo is magical. And I have to thank Tommy. Tommy really helped me, and he's always believed in me, and he's always been back. And there's so many people when you're doing something like that. Like I didn't get to have even a quarter of the thank yous, but we would have been there all night, And I had Ingrid right there going like,
Get in the queue, of course.
no, I'm joking. Am I though? I'm not. Because I had a long list of thank yous. I think we'd still be there.
No, I don't doubt it. But
Yeah.
what was then when you get to the building,
Yes.
and you see everybody, again, you talk about it being a family, you're kind of welcome back and all that stuff. Of course, seeing the beautiful people and everyone there, Lisa Marie Verone is there, everybody, Tracy Brooks. What was it like coming to the building with everybody there on that special day?
Oh, amazing. Well, and it was a whirlwind because we flew in, Donovan and I flew in
Right,
that
that day.
So we literally got to the building at like 3, almost 4 o'clock. It was crazy. And so you go in, it's a whole whirlwind and like hair, makeup, but then everyone's there. And I have to say, Lisa, obviously the reason why I asked Lisa to be the one who introduced me was because first off, she's a first ballot Hall of Famer in every Hall of Fame to me. But also she's probably one of my dearest friends in the business. And I think her accolades speak for herself. But when I came back in 2010, our whole feud, and with Madison and everything, that whole feud is what set the tone for hardcore country. It's like she was a part of making hardcore country so great to begin with in those first, early days of her. So it just seemed fitting because we've tangled up so much in our careers in so many different places. So yeah. But then to come in, and then Foxy's there too.
Right.
And I love her so much. And then Lish, and obviously Tasha, and all the familiar faces, but then all these new faces, because there's a lot more new knockouts back there now, right? And you see all this, and it's just like how much it's grown. And then it's an exciting day. Obviously, Bound for Glory is the best. And, obviously to be honored is crazy, and you're just in your head, and a whirlwind. Yeah,
Very much.
of emotion.
Yeah, you could get thrown around like if, for instance, you hit somebody in the head with a guitar. I mean, that would be.
Yeah.
I'm over it.
I remember when you did
I'm
it.
over it.
Oh, you
Because
did that
I
too?
was
How could I
told,
forget
as we
about
were
that?
I
getting here,
have
I go,
forgiven
why
her.
are you so far away?
Look.
And you said it was in your contract that you had to be legally, like,
I
at
didn't say-
least an arm's length
I'll
or
just be-
guitar's
Are we
length
playing
away
this?
from
I'll just
me.
be here. I'll
Look,
just be here.
Yeah.
I've forgiven
Block it
you.
like that.
I've forgiven her. I've moved on. I'm
Have
being
you?
the bigger person. Let's move on with the interview.
Yeah, let's-
Thank you.
Let's talk about
It was different time.
different,
It
a
was a
long time
different
ago.
time.
Let's talk about some of the knockouts that took the stage at Bound for Glory. On the countdown to Bound for Glory, you saw the Inspiration successfully defend the Knockouts World Tag Team titles against the Elegance brand. You saw our own broadcast colleague, Gia Miller, dive in there against Tessa Blanchard,
So
a
great to see
two-time
that.
world champion.
Also, Gia Miller,
Yes.
not only did she kill it that night, but my hat, as she's done, that I wore that night, was
Oh,
made
right.
by one Gia Miller because she's an angel, but she's made a lot of my hardcore country hats. But to see her go from, because I know that she's always been so passionate about wrestling and being in the ring, and a chance to like show what she could do out there, so to be finally given an opportunity to do that, but also to kick Tessa Blanchard's ass is always, you know, it was like a bonus icing on the cake. And so it was cool to see.
And of course, we saw the Knockouts World Championship, which you won that title 5 times.
Yeah.
Kalani Jordan
Actually,
of
never
NXT.
lost it.
That's
Good
true.
for her.
The last rodeo you did have to relinquish the title due to injury. But
Right.
saw Kalani Jordan of NXT, the current champion, defend against Indy Hartwell.
Yeah.
What's your feeling on the present state of the Knockouts and where women's wrestling is going?
Yeah, what a time. What a time. I mean, even to see this crossover with NXT and TNA, what a time. And for these women, and like there's so many great women out there wanting to be wrestlers and really showing what we're capable of when given opportunities like that. And to see both brands kind of merging together and being represented on both brands, so cool. But that match was awesome. They went to war with each other. I think it really showcased the women and the knockouts, you know. And I had a long sit-down chat with one Kalani after.
Okay.
Just a little, you know, advice, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. Or not. I'm joking. No. It's great. It's great to see. And then like I was saying, you know, I walked back there and there's all these fresh faces, you know, and the fresh faces in the locker room. And it's just shown how much the division continues to grow and how much TNA really like showcases their knockouts, right? And gives them so many opportunities with the tag titles. And then you also saw Lish and Tasha in this hardcore crazy part of the match and so many thumbtacks. They hurt, didn't they?
Yes.
I know that. I know they did. I know.
Mickie, thank you so much
Oh my
for
God.
joining us. Congratulations on
No.
joining the TNA
Thank
Hall
you.
of Fame yourself. The
Incredibly
beautiful
honored.
people. So many knockouts have laid the foundation for what this company is as a whole, not just the knockouts division. So we're forever in your debt. We
Oh my
appreciate
gosh,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.